They're gonna tease us with the line.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, Tasty Morsels. It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome to the channel. Today we are watching episode 3 of Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender adaptation. It is entitled Omashu. That tells me we're getting a certain mad king.
Not too much, just a skosh.
Also, I'm curious to see if this confirms a theory I had from watching the trailer, which was that they've decided to take the air nomad culture, instead of having all of their temples be completely isolated on their own, maybe have a few of them be inside some of the other nations' kingdoms, which makes a lot of sense given what we know about the lore of their world in the very far past, and some things that kind of pay off later down the road. Because I thought I saw an air nomad temple in what looked like Omashu in the trailer, just briefly. So definitely curious to see if I'm right about that. Is this another flashback to the beginning of the war? It is.
We don't need numbers. We have our anger. We have our grief. And for the first time in a century, we have hope.
Oh, okay, wait, this is now. I saw so much fire, I thought that it was that it was the beginning of the war.
She has lost too much.
My mother and my brother in the siege at Ba Sing Se.
Okay, forgive me for saying so, but she's like a Chinese Maisie Williams.
Fire Lord Ozai must die tonight!
I get it now. So when they said capital city in the beginning of the first episode, it was the capital city of the Fire Nation. That explains why they were so surprised to be dealing with an earthbender.
My compliments on making it this far. Then again, we in the Fire Nation have always prided ourselves on our resourcefulness. Isn't that right?
Is that Azula?
Azula.
Yes, Father.
So there's a practical reason to not have the eyes.
There is one out there who cannot be stopped.
More than just
the one who will restore balance to the world.
More than just makeup and stuff.
To us.
Wow. They really are so brutal in this show so far. In the animation, people from different nations often have eyes that are of very specific colors. And I actually used to wonder sometimes, like, how it was that people would go undercover as in other nations when their eyes were still reflective of the colors from the nations they came from.
Zuko has found the Avatar?
Your brother has done the impossible. Just as I'd asked.
Oh, okay, I see. Interesting. So they're showing a little bit more of Ozai's kind of how he pits the siblings against each other.
The monks always told us to find a place where emotion meets spirit, a place deeper than thought. Tap into your feelings and gather energy from them.
I feel like Charles teaching Magneto how to tap into his power in X-Men First Class. Was it the balance between rage and peace or something like that?
I should never be a teacher. The monks always said I never listened. I think that's what they said. I never listened.
Aang, you goofy little boy.
If I may, we have a window of opportunity. As long as the Avatar remains in this area, if he gets too far north...
There are Fire Nation forces everywhere. They're sure to find out.
Which is why I suggest you allow me to contact a few trusted sources. You don't need to be told any more than necessary.
Yeah, I mean, technically they don't need to know who they're hunting. They just need to know some basic details.
Commander Zhao's ship has arrived.
Perfect timing. To the Fire Nation.
Very interesting how they changed Zhao's interactions with Zuko and Iroh.
I don't like him.
He does have a disagreeable quality.
I spoke to some of his crew. Word is, Zhao failed his officer training program 3 times.
Did I ask for your opinion?
Zuko? Dude was like speaking to you guys' point.
He was only trying to help.
He was gossiping about a superior officer.
An officer you don't like?
That's beside the point. There is an order to the way we do things here. Rules. We are Fire Nation. Even out here.
Okay. I do enjoy the way that they are working in these little character beats in the writing.
We're new here, but we have a friend we need to see. We just could use a little help getting inside.
Oh, so we're not gonna go with Mr. Pixapocalopolis or whatever Aang's dumb little name was. This is more believable for the show.
Let's have added the turnip sack. Sure you can make that look good too.
Oh, hello. Wait a minute, is this gonna end up being Haru?
Good luck finding your friend. And be careful. Omashu can be a dangerous place.
Maybe he's just a complete rando and not supposed to be somebody from the show.
Hey, watch out for my hill!
They're gonna tease us with the line.
What were you doing out there?
I just landed. How was I supposed to know there'd be another bombing?
Bombing? You mean that wasn't an accident?
Nothing the Fire Nation does is an accident.
The Fire Nation?
Yeah. Their spies are everywhere in the city.
So we're adding a few world-building details that make a lot of sense. Like in real life, this would be a problem they'd have to deal with, definitely.
It's my responsibility to help these people.
How are you going to do that?
Being the Avatar isn't just about fighting. It's about helping people.
Hey,
town is fun.
You're in public. Maybe don't talk about the Avatar stuff, you know?
He's done the impossible. He's done nothing. He spent
wow,
years
May
on
and
an
Ty
ocean
Lee,
cruise
so
while I've been
early.
Here, doing everything Father has asked.
Oh my God, Ty Lee looks like she came right out of the freaking TV show. And May,
He's the one risking her life to root out.
she's got the resting.
Oh, that's right. Tell us about your
boredom face.
Nervous?
Down.
Was your life really in danger?
Not really.
They made Azula the leader of the Yu Yin Archers, didn't they?
All dear old Zuzu wants is to make it back here and take away everything I've worked for. Technically, he is for.
I never would have thought of that change, but I don't mind it. It makes sense.
Should we tell him?
Uncle Iroh and I will go. No one else.
As you wish. I trust you understand the danger. If anything happens in Omashu, we won't be able to help you.
The prince and I will be fine. We know what it means to be on our own.
I'm sitting here basically thinking about which storylines they're mixing together right now to try and condense things. Looks like I was wrong about there being an air temple on Omashu, though, in the live action. Are you the live action's version of Jet?
The Mechanist is a
traitor.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. We're your freedom fighters. I forget what these hook swords are called, but they're pretty cool.
Who are you?
You can call me Jet.
Where's your wheat stalk, Jet? How can we know it's really you without the wheat stalk?
Good thing I brought friends then.
So what do these guys do? Just like hide in the woods this whole time? What? No way you made that noise.
I brought friends too.
What's up, the Duke? I got my people confused for a second there. Smeller bee. Not that. There's
Thanks,
the Duke.
Pipsqueak.
He's the Duke. I'm Pipsqueak.
Your voice isn't deep enough. I'm kidding. I really am not gonna be one of those people who nitpicks every little thing. But it was one of the funnier elements of Pipsqueak, aside from just how big he was relative to his name, was just he had the deepest voice. It was kind of funny.
Don't worry. Pipsqueak knows how to take out the garbage.
You gonna kill him, Katara?
You coming?
There you go. Now I know it's Jet.
And you're saying you implemented this with water-based transportation?
Well, no, it's just an idea I had to make our ice dodging ships more maneuverable.
Ah, very clever. Your father must be proud of you.
Why didn't you assume his mother would be proud?
The world is filled with warriors, but there are far too few great engineers.
Engineer? No, this is just a hobby. My role is to protect the village and be a warrior, just like Dad.
Sokka, you are a Renaissance man.
He's always said that it's just me and him, and he'd do anything to protect us.
And you want him to do more?
I want him to see that we have to do everything we can to save the world. Because if not us, then who?
His eyes are so big. Like I keep almost getting distracted by it. They're so big.
I wanted to fight, but he wouldn't let me. I was 8. When I came back up, they're all gone.
This is your first time in group you have to share, Katara.
I try not to think about it, but recently it's been coming back to me.
That's how PTSD works, unfortunately.
I don't know anything about bending, but I do know that you have to use everything inside you to help you fight. Tell me, what do you remember when you think of your mother?
Every day, she would stop when the sun rose. She would watch and smile. Every day.
It's kind of ironic when you know about the sources of power for the elements. They're doing some good work with the writing in this series. To the point where, like, yeah, there are things that are missing from the animation, but I don't mind because what they're replacing them with works really well.
You don't have to be afraid of our pain. We just need to decide what we're going to do with it.
Like, the way that they've utilized Jet in this episode is quite good.
What are you doing? Trying some Omashu barbecue. It's not often you get the opportunity.
This is the great Omashu? The best the Earth Kingdom has to offer?
I gather its charms are lost on you?
Charm?
Oh, Ira.
I mean, the dirt, the noise, the stench.
Hey, White Lotus style.
Warriors don't hide their faces in a fight. Father would never approve of this underhanded tactic.
Dude, you are in public.
Given how long this war has lasted, who knows where true north lies in the Fire Nation.
That is something I will always harp on in any show. People having conversations that should be private in public.
I'd be in your debt if you kept me informed on the progress of your mission, particularly as it relates to Prince Zuko. In return, I will keep in mind your loyalty and cooperation when the time comes for such debts to be paid. A time that may arrive sooner than expected. To the flame eternal, Princess Azula.
So there was a comment that got a lot of people worried about the adaptation in the press before it aired, where they were like, oh, we need to make sure that we can appeal to Game of Thrones fans too, right? I think this is what they meant. We're getting more political intrigue than I expected. And I'm here for it, to be perfectly honest.
This is just like you, Katara. Willing to believe anything as long as it helps you.
This is just like you, never believing anything I say. I'm so sick of you treating me like I'm a little girl.
Then grow up. Where are you going?
Good old classic sibling
to prove
fights.
You're a jerk.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't need proof of that.
Oh, that was a classic Sokka line.
Would you like to try one of
Not right now.
They cut him off every time right before he says, my cabbages.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm so clumsy. Are you hurt?
No. No harm done. Okay. No harm done.
Really? We're gonna have it dripping out?
What's the fastest way to the palace?
It's at the highest point of the city. Get to the palace and stop Sai. This is my fight.
You'd be the person who had the ability to get to the palace the quickest, though. Nice. I think it's cool they found an excuse to give us, like, just like a straight-up martial arts fight. A little bit of wire fu.
Ready? 1, 2, 3!
That was one heck of a jump you guys just made. I'm beginning to wonder if they're Taviran.
Why is this so important to you?
You're an enemy of the Fire Nation.
Shh.
And that's it?
You know there are people around.
Hunting me for 3
I love
years?
how like these other people are just back there completely ignoring this fight going on.
You have my notebook.
Dude. Come on.
My cabbage!
I love how they really milked it too, because I knew that we fans of the animation were going to be waiting for that line. They milked it so hard. I'm paying this off. Okay. Well, nice subtle detail. The effects team made sure to get the wobble of the arrow.
Protect the king!
You should be pulling air away from those, not blowing air onto them, Aang. You're gonna end up spreading the fire.
Save yourself!
What?
For the Fire Nation!
Interesting. So we're potentially bringing forward another major plot point pretty early. Yeah, this would be an uh-oh moment. There's a lot to chew on for me as a fan of the original. I think we've definitely moved into a little bit of season 2 territory with what just happened with Iroh staying behind to distract people so that Zuko could escape. I'm digging the sort of palace intrigue stuff that they've been peppering in. Now I'm beginning to understand why we've made the changes to the characterization of Zhao. I think that Azula feels pretty spot on. She feels intelligent, dangerous, and just slightly off, which is exactly how she should feel. We got a little bit more of the sort of the belief system, I guess you could say, behind what the Fire Nation is up to, like how their leaders see themselves with Ozai's little speech at the beginning. They're not just evil for the sake of being evil. Like, they truly sort of believe that, you know, as the animation says, I think it's Sozin who says it, you know, in our hands is the greatest empire in history. We should share our prosperity with the world. And it's like literally how they see what they're doing, is that like they are making the world better by bringing what makes them great to everyone else. That's how they see things. And it makes them oblivious to the terror and destruction and everything, which argues against their thinking. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this episode and what you think of the changes so far, if you are a fan of the original series, and if you if this is your first exposure to Avatar: The Last Airbender, what do you think? As always, though, if you do know stuff from the animation, or if you've watched past this already, if you've managed to binge it, make sure you use your spoiler warnings in space. And yeah, just keep everybody from knowing about things before they're supposed to know about them. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you want. And as always, do your best to stay safe and be well. I will see you for the next one. Yep.
Fire Nation spies.
But that means the Mechanist is a...
traitor.